it's snowing outside, but it's very cozy in our cute little studio over here. So lots going on, crossover, football season and basketball season. Lucky enough that our football team was successful this season so that we have this crossover. But this Syracuse football team has a chance to play in a bowl game, and that comes out on Sunday.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll be a good bowl game. I'm excited to see what the decision is. Look, I think that obviously the whole conversation around the CFP now, and that's what everyone's focused on, but there's going to be a lot of really fun bowl games happening this weekend. I think Syracuse, I guess we'll make our predictions for which bowl they'll get into, but I mean, what a first season for Fran Brown. I think Syracuse are 2 plays away from being 11-1 and making it to the college football playoff, or at least make the ACC championship game. Stanford doesn't happen, and if BC doesn't happen, Syracuse will be looking really, really good right now. But either way, I think the Miami win one of the biggest wins in program history, especially this century. So I think it's a really, really big occasion, really, really great for Fran Brown and his coaching staff. I'm thrilled for the city, for the university. There's such a good vibe.
Well, I know you were at the game.
I was at
and
the
you
game.
lost your voice. You were out of a voice, and were drinking tea for about 3 or 4 days.
I still
he drinks tea regularly.
No, I've been drinking lots of tea and lots of honey for the last week. But you know what? It was worth losing my voice over it, because that was awesome. It was such an awesome experience. The dome was rocking like I haven't seen since probably the Purdue game 2 years ago. So super, super cool to be a part of it. May or may not have stormed the field after, don't know. It was a really cool experience, but what a win.
Yeah, I think that last one kind of topped it all off. I mean, you lose that game, you get blown out, like it started off 21-0. We might not be having this conversation that, oh my goodness, what a successful first year. So it would have been a good first year, but that just kind of topped it off, and it set the tone going forward. I mean, this is the best year that Syracuse has had by a first-year head coach going back to 1991. Paul Pasqualoni, his first year, they went 10-2. Syracuse 9-3, under the radar 9-3 team. Just this week after this win, getting ranked, and a lot of fans getting the respect, thinking they get the respect they deserve. I mean, I don't know. Do you think this is a team that should have been higher up on the rankings? Should have been in the top 25 those past few weeks?
They definitely should have been ranked behind Missouri. I mean, if you look at the CFP rankings, of course, Missouri had to be in there so that Alabama would have another ranked win on their resume, and all the SEC teams who did beat Mizzou, same situation. The ACC yet again getting disrespected nationally, even though they had a better record against SEC teams this season. I think the ACC this season has shown that they can compete at the highest level. I think Miami should get into the CFP. Obviously, it's not looking likely at this stage, but I think that, especially watching that game, it shows, maybe defense is a little bit of a struggle for both Miami and Q's, but oh my goodness, offensively, they can compete with both teams can compete with anyone in this country.
So you think that Miami should get into the playoffs. So I'll give you a situation where Clemson beats Southern Methodist in the ACC championship. Who's getting into the playoffs?
SMU will get in no matter what for me. The team that's first year in the ACC, 8-0 in conference play, 11-1. Like, just because you have to play the extra game doesn't mean you shouldn't be in the playoff.
So that means you'd put 3 ACC teams into the playoff.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Well, hang on.
Your face is looking like
I just don't know. I don't.
Wait, hang on. If Clemson does beat SMU, I don't think Miami gets in.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think at that point it'll be Clemson, SMU probably at the 11. We'll get the 11 seed. I think that would definitely push Bama out. I think rightfully so. I think. So don't even get me started, man.
Yeah, I don't think, especially. I mean, this is a tricky year. There's not like everyone besides Oregon and number 1. Everyone kind of seems to be kind of jumbled up there. I think that a 3-loss non-conference champion, it's hard for me to say with confidence that they should be it.
Yeah, and I think as well, like the losses that they've had as well, like like getting blown out by Oklahoma, only scoring 3 points against an Oklahoma team that was certainly not up there. It was I think they finished 12th in the SEC, and then same with Ole Miss. Like Lane Kiffin needs to just stop talking. He needs to, like stop saying that. Stop trying to push college football into this one league system where SEC dominates all. It's already so strong, but you didn't win the games you needed to win. Miami beat the same Florida team you lost to. So, and
even the Vanderbilt loss that for Alabama. I mean, we're talking about that. Yeah, the brands push you up in the rankings. Well, talk about the brands you lose to. It's a good Vanderbilt team, but if we're talking about the brands, I mean, I think you got to take that into consideration too. If we're talking about the brands, that's not a good loss.
It's a terrible loss. It's one of the biggest, especially when Alabama was ranked number 1 at the time. So that was one of the biggest losses that we've probably seen in our lifetime, in my opinion. An Alabama team that's historically dominant, and then you lose to a Vanderbilt team that is known to be irrelevant in the SEC. And they've had a good year, but they're still not that team that you expect to push Alabama to their limit. So, look, they did lose to Tennessee. That was their other loss. You can't blame them for that. But for me, Miami 10-2. You lose to a really good Syracuse team and a Georgia Tech team that pushed Georgia to 8 overtimes, probably, and had many opportunities to possibly win. Probably should have won if it wasn't for 3 bad refereeing decisions. I don't know, man. I guess I wouldn't be a good committee member. I don't think, but I think again, Syracuse would be in the CFP though if Stanford went their way, and maybe a few better decisions against BC.
But I think it's of note also that those games were so close. And kind of going back to Coach's first season, that those games were so close. They're leaving with a good record after their first year. They're going to be in a good bowl game, the best bowl game that we've all seen at our time at Syracuse. So he's working his way up. He just had the largest early signing day recruiting class in the country. So that says something. It's mostly made up of 3-star recruits, whereas last year it was more 4 stars and a couple 5 stars. But so that's a concern of fans
I don't know if
that's
a concern. Well, there was no 5 stars last year. I mean, they signed a 4-star out of Florida. The thing I like about this recruiting class, though, Fran Brown signs the top 2 prospects out of New York.
Huge.
That hasn't happened.
That was his whole thing going into this season.
Right.
He wanted to recruit more locally. So there were 9 total out of the state of New York. One of them, there's 3 from CBA. Which is a local high school, and then there's 1 from another local high school as well. So
yeah, I mean,
there's kids that get to stay close to home, which is so much more appealing to them and their families.
And the way you win recruiting battles is make sure you have to win your backyard first and foremost. So I think that's a phenomenal job. I mean, what do you expect? One of the best recruiters in the country.
Right.
I cannot wait to see what he does. And the other thing as well, the difference maker is between all these conferences is in my opinion, it is the lineman that makes such a difference. Mm-hmm. Some of these linemen that Fran Brown has got through the door, like 6'6", 300 something pounds.
Yep.
That's what's going to make that huge difference, especially with probably another transfer QB coming in. Mm-hmm. And if you have such an amazing offensive line, my goodness, this Syracuse team will make waves. And their schedule next year is a complete flip-flop from what it was this year. You gotta look at it what it was. There was a really easy schedule, Syracuse, this season. Next year, you're playing all the big ACC teams. You're playing Notre Dame, playing Tennessee. It's not going to be easy next year schedule-wise, but
he wants the challenge, and he's hungry
100%.
for it. And all of the players that he's bringing in, they're so excited to get here. I was speaking with a couple of them on Wednesday, and the main thing when I asked why Syracuse to a lot of these players was because, yes, Coach said that he's going to help develop us as players, but when we're leaving here, he said they're going to be better men than when they came in. Like, he really does focus a lot with them on what happens with them off of the field, and he wants to prepare them for life if that doesn't mean the NFL for them.
And I think it's paying off. I mean, Waldeck brought in Fran Brown because he's supposedly the number 1 recruiter in the country. So Syracuse goes out, and it's something they haven't done. I mean, Dino Babers consistently around the 60th in national recruiting. They move up to the mid 30s, and seventh in the ACC. But I mean, I really like what Nick said. I mean, you got to win your backyard first, because if you're taking all that, those other schools are taking all that local talent from you, it doesn't bode well. Syracuse is really the only legitimate New York school that is going to recruit in New York. I mean, signing the top prospect from New York hadn't happened since they started making the online rankings. I mean, they hadn't had, Dino Babers didn't do it, Scott Schaefer didn't do it, Doug Marone didn't do it, Greg Robinson never did it. I mean,
it's incredible.
Coming in the first year, I think it's a solid step. One in your backyard, that's something you have to do if you're going to be a good recruiter, and if you're going to make Syracuse a good destination that people want to play at.
I do think as well what made the Miami win so big is that now you're getting all that NIL money that's going to start coming in. Everyone now
that's
takes
what drives all of these players and where they choose to go to school now.
That's the modern way of doing it. We see what Howard State has done, spending $20 million on a roster because of through NIL. That's just the way it's going to have to be. And but I think, I mean, I at the game I saw recruit after recruit after recruit. They were mobbing around the sidelines. The amount of recruits that were there for that game, and how important that win was just for next year. I mean, I can't imagine being a recruit, seeing that game and being like, I don't want to go to Syracuse. Right, I don't want to play in the Dome. I don't want to have the chance to do this. Like, be in that atmosphere. I mean, it was incredible to watch. So I think this is it's a really good time for Syracuse football.
You know what the next step is? Being good that you don't storm the field after you beat Miami.
That's true, actually.
Syracuse football will get there one day if Coach Fran Brown's plan does come to life. So, just to wrap up this segment, we're going to do our predictions for where we would like to see them play. It may not be where you think they're going to go, but where you want them to go.
They could be anywhere. I think they'll have a bowl game somewhere around New Year's. It'll be a good bowl game. For me, it's either going to be Sun Bowl or Pop-Top Bowl.
Yep.
I think that's going to be
mine.
I would rather be the Pop-Top Bowl, because that's just, you're going to Florida. Yep. You'll play a big 12 team, and it's going to be a good game. I would really hope that it was going to be Syracuse, Colorado. Shedeur Sanders against Kyle McCord. No one is predicting that though right now, but we'll see. That would be my dream scenario. I think that would be an excellent game.
Yeah, I think. I mean, the ACC is weird because there's not like a true pecking order in terms of the bowl games like a lot of the other conferences. I'm hearing a lot of talk about the Gator Bowl. I mean, that's another Florida bowl game. I mean, the Mayo Bowl, go to the Pop-Tarts Bowl. I think the big three.
Yeah,
that's
those are the I've been hearing as well.
Where they're circling, but I mean, those are all better bowl games than Syracuse has been in a while. And if we're talking about the Big 12 and stuff, so who are your five conference champions that are making it into the playoff? Who's going to be those 5 conference champions?
Yes, Oregon will win the Big 10.
Yep.
I do think SMU will beat Clemson. I think Boise State will beat UNLV. Give me ASU to beat Iowa State. And Texas, Georgia.
Oh, that's going to be such a good game.
It's gonna be, oh my goodness. Second time playing. Obviously, Georgia won the first time round. Give me Georgia.
Georgia. All right.
Wow.
So who gets the loss by, Arizona State or Boise State?
It'll be Arizona State.
Really? You think
for the loss by Boise State.
Yeah.
They would no matter what. I think. Yeah. Are you on the same page?
I'm on the same. Yeah, I don't think UNLV can pull off the upset, but that would certainly shake some things up.
Oh, it would. Oh my, it really would.
that's probably the biggest conference in the Mountain West. That might be the biggest conference championship there is.
It honestly might be in Boise though. Like it'll be because it's not neutral venue for them. So that's, I don't know.
Here, their quarterback, Hodge Malik Williams, he said, I don't even know where Boise is on the map. I don't know. So, I mean, I don't know. They're not going to class or I don't know what's going down in Las Vegas. But
for some people, geography is not their strong suit.
Oh, yeah. I know we've talked about it. Yeah.
We've talked about this during some of our shows. But we want to thank our sponsor this hour of Newhouse Afternoon is powered by Drivers Village Cicero. So go to dvroffers.com for more info. And then on the other side of this break, we're going to break down the men's basketball team and the ups and downs that they've been having so far.
Warner Sales and Service,
I
Right
was gonna say
Roofing,
a lot of
and
downs,
Sweet.
but I feel like
We were yapping.
That was good though.
I loved it.
That
I
was a good
loved
block,
it. Yeah.
you guys were going off. I was like, okay, let them cook.
That was fun, man. What are your schedules like next year? Do you guys have?
I don't have any classes on Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
I'm enrolled in 6 credits right now, so
Oh, really?
I still have nothing in my
Riley.
schedule figured out.
I've got nothing from course override.
Dude, I know.
No, they never.
It's useless. It's so annoying.
And like the thing is, like on the classes, like it says, like they're open, and then like I go and like, oh, seats are reserved.
Yeah, or
For
it's
who?
like they're reserved for like
Yeah.
people with. I'm like, who though?
But it's like, oh, your minor. It's like sports management classes. Well, that is my
Yeah.
minor. Like why? Like
No,
who
exactly.
is this reserved for?
But it's, yeah, I had my psych class. It was open. I had seats, and it was like, oh yeah, seats are reserved for psych majors. I'm like, well, what's the point of me being a psych minor?
yeah,
Yeah.
literally.
It's unbelievable. Yeah, I just don't see Iowa State winning. I just don't.
I don't know.
It's just the Big 12.
I kind of think I kind of think Iowa State might
Really?
might pull it out.
The Big 12 has been weird. There's no like standout team.
They've been talking about they want to go to, because they play 9 conference games. They want to go to 8 conference games because they're just beating up on each other. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
if the SEC, ACC, they're playing 8 conference games. They get 1 free win. Is that better? Because I mean, doesn't matter if you're playing harder teams. 10-2 looks better than 9-3 every
No,
every
of
time.
course. Yeah. Well, 10. I guess it depends. What looks Miami doesn't look better than 9-3 right now. Oh my goodness. Did you hear what the committee, like head of the committee said?
So I didn't see the full thing. I saw a little bit of it.
He was like, oh, the last 3 games, Bama have won their last 3 games. Yeah, you played a FCS school, you played Auburn, and you lost to Oklahoma. Like what kind of logic is that? And then they brought up that Miami had lost to Georgia Tech and Syracuse.
I don't know if Pat McAfee said it or something, but he was like, if Alabama played the exact same schedule, exact same every time, but they were wearing West Virginia uniforms, they would not be anywhere close
Yeah,
to
100%.
I mean, it's just
100%. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the Tide, but come on. I only like Ryan Williams. The only player I like on Alabama. That dude's a beast.
I don't like Arizona State's coach.
You don't like him?
Nah, he's a goofball, man.
I just loved it when he was like, "Yo, I need kickers. We're doing tryouts." Like, I love it. I always thought about.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah. I always thought about
Walking on as a kicker?
Yeah.
Whaley, you should have.
Hey, there's still time.
Yeah.
There is still. I got all my eligibility still.
That's my hot take. Whaley is Whaley's the kicker for Syracuse football.
No, bro. Kennedy's been good.
Yeah, I guess.
They have too many kickers now. La 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 la.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah, Jordan, you see me as the kicker?
Only if you say it like that.
If I train for 2 months, what do you say?
Do you have accuracy though? Wait, yes. Mic him up.
That would be
Stomsky running right now.
I'd be like Jameis Winston when he's mic'd up. Dun 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 dun.
He's funny.
I love him, man. He's awesome.
That's funny.
What?
Wait, that's unreal.
That's awesome. I think I think I could do it.
Oh, you left that part out. I just assumed.
Anyone can just kick it.
I've done
I could
50
kick
before.
it. What? Really?
Sportstalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back into the Newhouse Sports Media Center for the next segment of Newhouse Afternoon today. Ailey Weiss alongside Nicholas Whaley and Riley Underwood. We just talked about football and how Nick should walk on and be the kicker for them. He still has all 4 years of eligibility, so Coach, if you're seeing this, you have a good kicker here that you could
Okay, but let's make it clear the kickers who are on the team right now,
they're doing a great job.
They're really good.
Yes,
Fine.
but if you feel like you
should have done that earlier in the season when they couldn't make it.
I know, right? Yeah.
Okay, this segment we're going to be focusing on men's basketball, though, so we do have to kind of shift over to that. Riley, it's been a little up and down, and mostly down lately for this team.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's one way of putting it.
I don't know if there's any way to go around that one. I mean, that Tennessee loss, I mean, it's great going into Knoxville playing a really good Tennessee team, but I mean, it's still not a way you want to lose J.J. Starling. I mean, that hurts you. How they played, I mean, not good, but I mean, Elijah Moore, that was a good spot. Kind of his coming out game. I think a lot of people are banging on Jaquan Carlos after that performance.
Yep.
I don't know if it's all justified, but it's just, I mean, they gotta figure it out, and I mean, I think they can tomorrow against Notre Dame, a team that is not good. I mean, they've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah.
After they kind of started off, I mean, they started off 4-0. Now they're below 500 in conference play. Syracuse goes into the game with a better record than them. I mean, that's going to be the first ACC game. That's going to be
it'll be telling.
I think it will be. I think that's a game that Syracuse can win, and I think that it would be a very good game to win, especially when you're. I mean, that's kind of in the middle of your non-conference schedule. It'd be I think they can pull it out tomorrow.
Yeah, but then I think the Syracuse team, they're 4-3, coming off a bad loss, but it was against the number one net team in the country. But and this is not it's Notre Dame team that's not great, but they're not. I don't think they're that bad. Like they played a really good Rutgers team, only lost by 1. Lost to number 17 Houston by 11, so it's not that bad of a score.
I mean, they also lose to Elon.
True, but then they only lost to Creighton by 4.
Creighton just knocked off number 1 team in the country.
And so look, I think if Syracuse, especially defensively, once again, if they can step it up on D, they will be okay. But once again, especially without your best scorer is going to be out to
the leader of the team. He's the quarterback of that team. Without him, they just look so lost on the court. They don't have another guard that they can rely on. They have Carlos, but he's not. He is not anywhere near the talent that Starling is by any means. And I think another frustration that Coach Autry has is he told us that he just feels like there's a lack of effort and drive on the court. And that's so frustrating for a coach to see that, to be putting so much time and effort in practice, and then it just feels like the team doesn't want it.
It is a bit tricky, though. I mean, it's been one game in that situation, and they found out about his injury, we found out about it 6 hours before the game.
Right.
I'm not sure if it happened in the practice the day before, but that's a very quick turnaround, no matter what, to adapt. I mean, I'm so happy that Elijah Moore got his opportunity and took it. Mm-hmm. I think in my opinion, he should have been starting already. He is so confident, and the one thing about freshman guards in college basketball is that they're not confident. Mm-hmm. They're going straight into an environment of high-level basketball. But this guy Elijah Moore, he looks confident driving in the lane. He can shoot from anywhere. He wants to shoot the ball, and his jump shot is so beautiful. I want to see that more often. For me, I think Chris Bell, when he's on his game, he's one of the best shooters in the country.
Yes.
But he just simply hasn't been on his game. He's defensively just hasn't been good enough, and I don't know. There's got to be some decisions that need to be made soon, because the defense is what's killing Syracuse in these games.
Do you think part of that could be the lack of a big? Yes, there is Lampkin, but he's on the slower side. He was looking more mobile in the beginning of the season, more mobile than I think a lot of people thought he would be, but he's not fast enough that when guards are driving in the lane, for him to be able to react and shift around and guard them? Like, do you think that putting in a smaller lineup would help them in that sense? Because he's been getting in foul trouble.
Well, I mean, then I'd say you could put Jared Davis and insert him into that lineup. I don't think there's necessarily a big man problem, because they do have a size that they haven't really had in years past. I think it's just a matter of utilizing that. I think, to your point, Nick, Chris Bell, I mean, that's starting out. That's kind of his team if you're gonna put it in a way like that. And I mean, of course, you're always gonna have him shoot the ball. Like him to, I mean, give him the ball on the wing, make a move, set a screen for him. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do. I mean, yeah, the defense hasn't been good, but I think the offense still has a little bit to figure it out, to mesh with. And I mean, they didn't figure it out early in the season, but I think they have a couple games after this Notre Dame one to really hammer this home.
I was going to say, how long do you think they have to kind of how long do you think they have for us to continue the conversation of they have a couple more games to figure it out? Because I feel like we say that, and then they get to about halfway through the season, and we can't keep saying that. Then there just means that there's legitimate problems that they need to solve, and that's not them needing to find out to gel. Like, this team looks like they don't play basketball together, and that they haven't been playing basketball together for the last 6 months. They look like they don't.
But they haven't played the basketball
together. They've been here over the summer. They've been at practices. They've been doing scrimmages, that type of like, they've had time to gel. I understand in game is very different and it's a different situation, but to a certain extent, it's like you should know your teammates' habits by now. Like, you should know your teammates' habits before you come into the season. Maybe give them a couple games coming into the season to learn those in-game situational ones. But for the most part, you should be able to know where they want the ball and where to lead them and how fast, and to lob it over the top on a fast break where you need to hit the ball if JJ's running down the court versus Carlos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I do think, like, I think Carlos, he's a good player defensively as well. It's just, he's been just struggling on the perimeter. But just to quickly touch on Chris Bell, like, you can have him on the court if he's shooting 40% from three, because then that negates his defensive issues. Right. He's 11 for 38 on the year, shooting below 29%. There's got to be a decision that needs to be made. I'd much rather have Elijah Moore and Taylor in the game than Chris Bell at this current moment in time. I think there's still growing pains. It was never going to be easy. This team is brand new, so many changes. Chris Bell is the only, and without JJ, is one of the only returnees. Right. So I think there's still a lot of work to be done. It's not season. There's so many games left. The ACC is coming thick and fast, but there's a lot of winnable games down the road. So I think the Syracuse team, they gotta defend, man. They gotta be able to defend.
Here's the thing, though, is defense is all effort, and it just doesn't feel like anyone wants to be putting in the extra work on the defensive end of the court because they're so focused on what's going to happen on the offensive end of the court. But defense turns to offense. That's like one of the biggest slogans, whatever, staple pieces of basketball. You got to play it on the defensive end, come up with some steals, come up with some blocks, don't let the other team score, so then you can go down and score and convert on your offensive opportunities. But I agree that when he's out there and he's having that much success from beyond the arc, yes, leave him out there, but put your arms up on defense. Close out. Shuffle your feet when you close out. Don't let them blow by you. He's fast enough to be able to do that. He's smart enough. They're all obviously in good shape. Like, to me, defense is so much of effort, and it's very telling who wants to be out there and who doesn't want to be out there at that point if you're looking at just that side of the court for Syracuse.
I agree with you, but I also think, I mean, it's easy to overreact. I mean, this is a team come Monday, more than likely will be ranked number 1 in the country in Tennessee. I mean, so
that's very true.
Yeah, no doubt. Tough matchup earlier in the season. They were just ranked number 3, I believe, when they played them. So not a doubt in my head that was a good team. But if you want to be considered in the postseason, in the NCAA tournament, you got to play those teams and you got to be able to compete with them. And they only competed with them in the first half because Tennessee wasn't shooting well. And then once they got in their groove and they started to shoot well and get stops on defense and then convert on offense, then they just blew the doors off of Syracuse.
I think tomorrow's gonna be a telling game. So I think I'll reserve my opinions on the team's success for the season.
Well, this is the last show of the semester, so we'll have to keep.
Well, I know. I think tomorrow's game is going to be big, and I think that's must-watch TV for Syracuse fans. I mean, because going into this is your first ACC game. The Notre Dame team gave the Orange some troubles last year, and I think they're coming in to lose 5 straight, and they're looking at this game saying, "Oh, maybe we could beat Syracuse," and then Syracuse, "Oh, maybe we could beat Notre Dame." So I think both of these teams are looking for it. Someone has to win.
They see it as a both teams see it as very winnable. Yeah. Yep, I agree.
I think the ACC as a whole needs to get their stuff together, though. Lost 14-2 in the challenge.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Not great,
Come on, guys.
So the men's team has been going through their struggles, but so has the women's basketball team, and we're going to break that all down after the break.
The 315.
Thank you.
Look, see this.
Okay, I feel like we should do this one on the quicker side because we all have to do a hot take.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got much to say.
Steve from North Syracuse says, "How does a guy with a British accent know so much about American football?" And then Griffin said, "He's a fake Brit."
Where the hell is Griffin? I'm gonna kill him.
Griffin.
He's watching. He's tuned in.
Steve, I've been trying to prove that I know American football since I got here. I'm trying.
He has to study extra.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jen. Great job, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who said good job?
Jen B7.
Nice.
Oh, Jen's got a cute badge. Oh, look at the dog. 1.5 year subscriber badge. I love it. It's a cute dog.
I still have to figure out my hot take. Do you know we're all doing it, Nick?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was one that suggested it.
I thought Ailey suggested it.
But she stole my idea.
Oh.
What? My hot take?
No, like that we all do it.
Yeah, we had talked about it.
Yeah, but then you took my idea and acted as if you came up with it.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Whaley came up with the idea.
Okay. Well, okay.
I didn't mean to take credit for it. I didn't think I did. He was just like, "What's the plan for today?" And then I gave the rundown, and then he said,
Okay.
Nah, yeah. I have one.
What sport is it?
Basketball.
"Okay, mine's baseball."
Baseball. Syracuse will get a baseball team next year.
The Red Sox are winning the World Series.
Yeah, right.
Definitely not that one.
Juan Soto is a New York Met.
I don't know.
I actually have no idea where he goes at this point. Apparently, he's getting paid a lot of money.
A lot
It's
of money.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I get he's young, but good lord, come on.
Well, you're gonna get like 7 or 8 years of him in his prime.
Yeah, but for
he's only, what,
45 million a
26?
year?
I know. I'm not. I'm just.
It's not
I'm playing
Shohei
devil's advocate
Ohtani.
here.
He's
I
not
completely
Shohei.
agree. You're only saying that 'cause you're a Dodgers fan.
Shohei Ohtani is the best player, the best baseball player
Relax,
ever.
It's okay. Breathe. I agree with you. Ooh, sheesh. Getting heated. I keep touching the mic. I'm really sorry.
So for like there's gonna be one group of 5 team that makes the playoff. I was looking at it, and so Army, they're 10-1 right now because they play Navy after the conference championship, and they're in this is their first year in the American, and now they're in the conference championship. So that game could really like hurt because the final rankings come out before
the Army
Navy game. So they're losing if they go. That's like if they go 12-1, they could have easily beat out if UNLV wins. If another that game is so
that's
terrible for them.
That's gonna cause chaos if that happens.
Yeah,
especially if UNLV win. Oh my god.
And they win the American because they played Tulane and Tulane's 9-3. So Army's like.
Where's Army ranked in the CF?
24.
They could be above.
Breaks are 5 minutes.
Yes.
Is that how long they are?
That's what I thought.
4:30.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to figure out the math.
But because
we're off at
if Tulane didn't lose to Memphis.
2:55.
Yeah, 2:55:20. Yeah, 2:55:20.
So yeah, this needs to be quick.
Yeah, we'll be quick.
I need to crack my back.
Oh my god. You're gonna.
I can breathe again.
Jesus.
.com.
ESPN 97.7 and 100.1. Watch live on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today. Broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back into the Newhouse Sports Media Center on a snowy Friday in Syracuse, but we're nice and cozy in our studio. Nicholas Whaley, Ailey Weiss, and Riley Underwood here with you. And we just talked about men's basketball. Now we're going to switch over to the women's team, who there were a lot of question marks about this team coming into the season. And a lot of them I feel like are still unanswered for Syracuse fans.
I mean, I don't know. I think they might be answered, but just not in the way people want. I mean, they're just not playing well right now. I mean, in the Yale game, you get back on the right track. It's one of the worst college basketball teams in the country.
Right.
But you win by almost 30 points. So you can't complain about that. But you don't shoot very well in that game. Go on the road against Texas A&M, which is a mediocre SEC team. You shoot 17% from three. Georgia Woolley goes 3 for 17 from the field. Just not a good shooting performance, and that was kind of the only early in the season. It was, well, this team's losing games. They're not very, but man, they can shoot the ball. I mean, they're drilling almost half their threes, and now that part of the game is kind of fell off the shelf. So it's kind of like, what do you have to hold on to? Sophie Burrows goes 0 for 9, 0 for 5, and against the Aggies, and that's a game at Syracuse. They jumped out. Oh, they might win this game. They're up at the end of the first quarter, and kind of second quarter those struggles kind of set in, and then they just pull away after half.
Well, you knew Syracuse wasn't going to be able to shoot the lights out all season, so you knew that it was going to kind of fall off a little bit, like that spark was going to kind of die out eventually, but I don't think this many people thought it was going to die out this much. It's really fallen off. And their supposed leaders in George Woolley and Sophie Burrows and Kyra Wood haven't been performing up to standard. I mean, I think Kyra Wood's been pretty decent and pretty consistent down low. I mean, she's good off the boards and getting those rebounds for them, even if she's not scoring, like allowing for her teammates to at least get second chance opportunities.
I think a big issue for me as well is off the bench is just there isn't that second option.
Right.
There's no sixth player that's making that big difference. And as well, I mean, Riley brought it up. Sophie Burrows really struggling, and it's again inconsistency from this team. It was always going to be difficult coming off of last year. You lose one of the best generational talent like the Asia Fair, but that's in the past now. We got to look to the future, and shooting 3 from 17 from beyond the arc is unacceptable. And I know Coach Felicia Jack says it's unacceptable, and I know she's been very frustrated and rightfully so. I mean, she's doing. Defensively, they were really solid against A&M. I thought. I mean, Riley mentioned middle of the road SEC team, but limiting them to 57 points, that's a pretty good return. But when you can only go out and score 45, excuse me, that is scoring 45 points in 40 minutes of basketball is simply just, it won't get you anywhere. And I am a little question, I don't know what happened with Isabel Verajal. I thought she was great against Yale and then only played 4 minutes. I don't know if there was a lingering issue there. But I think
she was out with an injury for majority of last season, so I don't know if something is coming back from that maybe.
Possibly. I think she makes a really big difference.
Yep. But she normally doesn't get a lot of minutes, but she's very efficient when she is in the game.
Exactly. And I would hope that she could.
She can contribute more than I think is what you're trying to say than what she's been getting. Yes.
So it's at the center position. I mean, you've already got Kyra Woods, so I guess that was another reason why.
Yeah.
But I think the guards just really need to be better.
I think the veteran players are the issue. There's a lot of young talent and some transfers that she's brought in. Like Olivia Schmidt started when they played Missouri. They came out of that game with a win. She played well. Coach Jack told me that Schmidt has been grinding in practice, really being really showing Leggett Jack and other coaches and even other teammates that she wants those minutes on the court and she's going to work. She didn't start against Yale, but she still came in and she played a majority of the minutes in the second half. She was their guard of that game in the second half. She was almost that spark, it felt like, that they needed to get them really going. It was too close for comfort is what Leggett Jack told me at halftime against the Yale team, and then they just broke the doors open in the second half, which they needed to do. They needed that confidence boost. But I also love Journey Thompson. I think she is going to be a game changer for them. And Raquel McNabb, which is Lexi McNabb's mother, played for Leggett Jack when Leggett Jack was an assistant coach here in the 90s. And the two of them were having a conversation about a week or so ago. And the two of them were talking, and Raquel was comparing Journey Thompson to a young Felicia Leggett and was telling her she's very nitty-gritty, doesn't care about the credit, gets the boards, just puts her heads down, plays the game how it should be played. And Coach Leggett Jack was like, I was just lucky to get her from Arizona State. Like, it's so similar how the two of them are. Like, you can really see it, and it's awesome that Raquel was able to make that connection, because if you do watch the two and you go back and watch some of Coach Jack's highlights, they are very similar players. But she's a sophomore or junior, that came in, and she can be a new face, but still has some of the tenure that a player would need that could maybe be a different type of leader that this team will need if the veterans from last year can't really show up.
Yeah, I'd like to see her get some more minutes. I think going back to that Missouri game, I think that's the game you go back and look at. See, this is what this team could be. I mean, they were just dominant in this game. They were spreading the ball around. That's a game where Olivia Schmidt had 7 assists, and I think Sophie Burrows had 7 assists too. Neither of them had any kind of output since then or prior in their career. And I think this is a time where you just gotta say, all right, no one thinks we're good. I mean, we're getting beat. Got to put your head down to the grindstone and just go hard and practice, and then win some games. Because I think it's also gotten in trouble. It's a lot of talking in the post game press conferences. It seems like a lot of complaining, even coming on the program on ESPN Syracuse and saying, well, I mean, what are you gonna do? Felicia Leggett Jack comes on and says, well, we need more NIL money if we're gonna win games and recruit players. That's really, you don't want to hear that. If you're a Syracuse fan, and even if you're a player on this team, I mean, I think you just gotta. This is the team you got. You gotta go with them. You try to win some games going forward.
And there is talent on this team.
Yes.
Though. That's the thing. They're underperforming, and
they're not playing like a team. And last year was so much of the Deasia Fair show, and I know this has been the storyline of this team all season, but there was so much of the Deasia Fair show last year, and it's just they wiped the slates clean. Like, it's just a very different, dynamic basketball team that this team is supposed to be playing this year, and they're not.
And they have to play a number 10 Notre Dame team,
which doesn't help much.
In the Dome on Sunday. One of the best offenses in the country. It won't be. That certainly won't be easy for them. But after that, you got Binghamton, you got Dartmouth, and Georgia Tech on the road. So at least a couple games to just bounce back before you get back into ACC play. It's much like the men's team that we're going to be growing pains again. Yeah. It's going to take time, but I'm with you, Riley. I'm not sure I really like. If I was a player and I heard from my head coach, yeah, we need more money to get better players. Well, what about?
What am I doing here?
What about me? I'm going to try my best for this team. So, I still think Felicia Leggett Jack is one of the best coaches in the country. So, I know she'll be able to turn things around, though. I'm not worried.
Well, some question marks left with the women's basketball team. Some of them answered. On the other side of this break, though, we are going to head to our signature segment, which is Hot Take, and we'll all be giving a hot take for today.
This is...
Okay, we have 5 minutes for each of us to do our hot take.
That's fine.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
We've done it with like 2 minutes before.
They're over there.
Where are they? You got it?
Yeah.
With my little bit of water.
Steve from North Syracuse says, wait, is he really a freight Brit? And Griffin says, never seen him eat beans on toast.
Hang on a second. I literally...
Do you have a photo?
Well, do you want... This is my fantasy team picture. Is beans.
Well, I've never seen you eat it, so I don't know.
The camera can see.
From the internet.
Yeah.
That's my fantasy team logo, is an English breakfast with beans on toast.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's
There's also
guy comes in. He says he comes in with an accent. He says he's from L.A. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to believe in. Honestly, I might be with Steve.
Come on, come on. Oh, run low.
Oh no, I brought this one because I saw that it was almost empty. I'll take the
Oh, that's fine.
Buffalo. Now you gotta drink it all.
the amount that's in there is like nothing compared to what we normally drink. I feel like I normally pour it.
Well, because you normally pour Riley and I the most possible.
Exactly.
You always give yourself less. And when we
Just said I would take the biggest one.
when have you ever had the biggest shot?
I did. There's not a lot in this for any of us.
I just think he must have an interesting backstory. Yes, I do. We don't have enough time.
So interesting. It's just not enough time to say it all.
Oh my gosh.
Chocolate pizza. Interesting.
I'm adding Griff.
I'm gonna say he might. Not sure what's true or not.
Oh god, I gotta log in. No. How am I not logged in? Wait, my old Twitch account. Come on. No.
What?
Think Syracuse is gonna get a big time quarterback out the portal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they'll get the A&M quarterback or Miller Moss. I think it will be.
You think Miller Moss is gonna come?
Okay, if 1 year left eligibility, need a boost of draft stock, why not come to Syracuse? Same thing Kyle did.
It's true. It's true.
Like, for me, it's more like Miller Moss has to sell himself to Q's rather than Q sell to him. You know? Like, this is prove that it's an offense that can really make a quarterback shine. So
Put up some yards, yeah.
a lot of yards.
As long as those O linemen can protect them.
Well, against some big boys. So it's like we get these three guys from Florida, and they're all like 6'6", 325 pounds.
Massive. Can't wait to see them. Oh, I won't.
You won't be
You
here.
won't.
You will not be here.
Wait, guys, that's so sad.
Time to get a job.
Yeah, bye.
Oh my God! Wow, life just was like, "Hey," and smacked me in the face. Jesus. That
flashed
sucks.
before your
I was like,
eyes.
"Wow, can't wait to see them walking around campus." Nope, won't be here.
All right, you guys do your takes before mine.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Well, yours is on baseball, so I mean you can talk about your, I don't know. I don't even know what yours is gonna be.
I don't know mine either.
You can go first.
Me?
Haley, go
You
first.
go first.
Okay.
Watch your favorite ESPN Syracuse sports talk shows on QSportsTalk.com. Tomorrow's broadcasting stars today, broadcasting live from the campus of Syracuse University. This is Newhouse Afternoon.
Welcome back into the Newhouse Sports Media Center for our last segment, which is going to be Hot Take. It's warm in here, nice and cozy, but it's about to get a little bit hotter. So I'm going to go first with my hot take. Here's my hot sauce.
You should have to take double for that pun.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Guys, I'm trying. Okay. Soto to the Red Sox.
Huh?
Juan Soto is going to sign with the Red Sox.
No, he's not.
Okay, yeah.
The Red Sox are ready to spend money. No, stop. You have to let me. This is part of the. Let me talk.
Whoa.
They're ready to spend money.
No one was talking.
You both started to chime in.
No one was talking.
The Red Sox are ready to spend money. You have Big Papi, you have Manny, you have Pedro, all of them in his ear being like, yeah, come play for the Sox.
Come on.
Well, who's not going to listen to Big Papi? And he can
Juan
be,
Soto.
He can
They
be,
play for the Yankees. Go on.
He can be the man at the Red Sox. The Yankees have Judge. The Mets have Lindor. And I think, me personally, I think it's between those three teams right now. There. Now you guys can chime in.
Nick would be the man on the anyone could be the man on the Red Sox.
No, I was gonna say, well, is Rafael Devers not the man on the Red Sox?
He is, but he doesn't have as much of a personality with the media because he doesn't speak English to the media.
English speaking.
Okay, look. Yes, the Red Sox have money, but they don't have Mets and Yankees money in the same breath.
Also, I think he wants to win.
He does want to win. Respect Red Sox, historically good franchise, of course.
They need to work on their bullpen.
Yes. So why are they getting Soto?
Yeah.
Because why can't they do both?
Oh my God.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry. Okay, next.
All right, Riley, you want to go next?
All right. My hot take. Oh, I gotta do it first, so you guys can talk more.
This one tasted a little different. I brought a different brand in today.
All right. Syracuse men's basketball goes to Notre Dame. They win by 15 points. I think they put it together.
15?
15. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a hot take.
All right. You know what? All right.
I think it'll be a close game. I'm not thinking that they're going to come away with it with that big of a deficit. I think it's going to come down to a back and forth at the end of the game.
Yeah. I mean.
Did you drink it already?
No.
Oh, no. I was like, wait, you're not.
No. I think.
Man in the chat said she's drunk.
What? Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, I think. Look, they just got to put everything together. Got to be good defensively. But look, my take's also men's basketball. So.
Oh boy.
All right. Don't steal mine.
I'm not stealing yours.
Does that one taste a little different?
It tastes like buffalo.
Okay.
Truthfully, I don't think this men's basketball team will be above 500.
Okay.
I was thinking
In
about
conference
it.
Or overall?
Overall.
Okay.
I was thinking about it. Look, you just lost your best scorer, one of the best 2-point shooters in the NCAA. The ACC is going to be strong. Got big ACC games coming in the middle of the winter. JJ won't be back until I think the earliest middle of January, and by that point, I don't know if Syracuse is able to make up the difference. That being said, who knows who will make that step up? I want to see if Elijah Moore, Donnie Freeman,
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the young guys.
If the freshmen make that step, I think it could be a very different story. But for me, I don't see enough wins in this team.
So who's your guy that you want to see step up with JJ starting out?
I still think Elijah Moore. I mean, I want him to start. I really do. I think he's one of the most exciting players in the ACC. I think he's just so confident. Like the way he's able to dribble inside and just shoot. You can shoot from the corner. You can shoot from inside the paint. You can shoot from inside the arc. Like he's just confident. He wants to shoot the ball. He wants the ball in his hands, and I love that. Like and it's just like you need someone who has that ability to just take the game by the throat, you know. And I think Elijah Moore can do that. I think Donnie Freeman still getting a little bit used to the physicality of college ball. But, you know, I if those two can make that big step up, they'll be all right.
I agree. I think Moore has shown that he's more acclimated to the college play than Carlos has, because he's the transfer coming in from Hofstra, which is a lower D1. So he's not ready for the pace of this level of basketball, I think, yet.
I mean, they have two pretty different styles of play. I think they'll figure it out. I think they'll figure it out.
So you have them winning and beating Notre Dame by 15.
Nick does not.
You have them not going over 500 this season. But that's all we have for our last hot take of the semester and show of the semester. Thank you for joining us for the last couple of weeks and months. We really appreciate it.
Mack.
They're young, and when